There is a young woman who has gone viral for making a little TikTok video saying that she works a lot and she doesn't have enough time and money to really enjoy anything in her life outside of work. And conservatives are attacking her and saying she's got to pull herself up by her bootstraps and stiff up her lip and all the rest of it. But that's not exactly my take on what she is saying.
Why is it that I have to work 40 hours a week just so I can have a place to live? 40 hours a week makes me $2,000 a month, and my rent is $1,660. So I work 40 hours a week so I can have a 2-bedroom apartment and an extra $300 a month. Like, it doesn't cover my phone, internet, food, So not only do I not have any extra money, but just working makes me so exhausted that I don't have time either. Like, I get off work at 5:30, come home, and I'm just so tired. I'm so tired that, like, anything that I need to do outside of work, I then just push off to, like, the weekend. And I'm like, I'm just too tired to do this after work. I'll wait until Saturday. So then I end up with so much to do on the weekend that ends up having to be split into 2 days. So I have to do stuff on both Saturday and Sunday. So then I don't get a day off. I don't get a day to relax. I don't get to decompress. So it is really like working 7 days a week, constantly. And I don't want to do that anymore, right? Like, I don't care how poor and miserable I would have to be, but I literally can't have a place to live without this, Like, I don't know what to do. I'm not made for this. I don't have the money, time, or energy to enjoy my life outside of work, and I don't know what to do about it anymore, I'm so tired.
I know the conservatives are making fun of her because they're saying, listen here, snowflake, quit your belly aching. 40 hours, that's not so hard. When I was a kid, I used to walk uphill both ways in the snow, and I'd work 400 hours a week. And I never once grumbled about it, you snowflake. But that's not really my take on it. I totally sympathize with her. I empathize with her. I remember when I was younger and wasn't quite sure where my career is going and hadn't quite settled down into my personal life. And that was before we hit this period of massive inflation where people can't afford anything. When my wife goes to the grocery store, the eggs cost like $50 each at this point, and they're college-educated, organic, pasture-raised, properly pedigreed eggs. But still, all the groceries are like that. And the rents have gone through the roof. And what this woman is saying is, I have trouble affording my rent. I have trouble affording my groceries. I'm working 40 hours a week at a job that is not satisfying to me. And then I got to do my chores and errands on the weekends. But I don't have anyone with whom to split the bills. And I don't have anyone to take care of some of the chores. And I'm suffering from a crisis, not just of money and not just of work, but a crisis of meaning. That's what she's really saying. That's what that last line at the end there is I wasn't made for this. And that's true. What she's talking about is living in a world long after industrialization, long after the breakdown of civic society, a world long after the breakdown of community, where she feels isolated and she's living alone and she's carrying that burden herself, and the jobs have become so specialized and seemingly meaningless that she doesn't see any point in them at all, doesn't really see the fruits of her effort, and she gets to the end of it and she says, I don't even have leisure. And I'm not sure, frankly, I think what's implied by our present state of society is, I don't even know what I would do if I did have leisure time. And I don't feel that I was made for this. And I think she's totally right. We were not made for this. We're made to be part of a community. We're made to have a sense of our purpose. We're made to start families and have children. And we're made to not just be automatons, but I don't even know what this woman's particular job is, but work increasingly over the last 150 years has turned human beings into cogs in a machine, and that's a problem. It's a problem especially when the other aspects of life that give you meaning, religion, family, community, leisure activities, all go away. And so you're just left saying, what the hell am I even doing? I totally sympathize. Right now, go to goodranchers.com, use code Knowles. February is the month of love, baby, and everyone knows that they love bacon, which means that you are going to love getting free bacon from Good Ranchers. When you subscribe to any of their 100% American meat boxes, they will add 1.5 pounds of Applewood smoked bacon to your order for free for a year. Good Ranchers sources all of their meat from local farms and ranches in the U.S., meaning you can trust every bite. It's not just about taste, it's about the experiences and memories associated with it, whether it's the mouth-watering smell through the kitchen on a Sunday or the joy of sharing a plate of bacon-wrapped appetizers with friends. Good Ranchers has a way of creating moments that linger in people's hearts and taste buds. I've been on the road for a week, and it's been fine. I've had a good time. I was in LA, I was in Santa Barbara. But the one thing that I really miss, apart from my wife and kids, glad I got that in there, is my Good Ranchers. I don't get to have the Good Ranchers when I'm on the road. So fall in love with beef, chicken, seafood, and especially bacon all over again by subscribing at goodranchers.com. Use code Knowles, KNWLES, to claim $240 in free bacon. The offer is not available on their site. It is an exclusive offer to our listeners. That is goodranchers.com. Use code Knowles, KNWLES, for the best bacon in the USA. Goodranchers.com, American meat delivered. Turning from a woman, I think, justly complaining or understandably complaining to a woman who is not understandably complaining, we turn now to Sunny Hostin from The View, who insists that most Americans are racist.
There are absolutely racist people in this country. It is not the vast majority of people in this country, and I feel
we
like
don't know that. Well, the FBI director said white supremacy is the biggest threat to our country today.
Well, that still doesn't mean that that's the vast majority of people. I just don't believe that in my day-to-day life that the people that you're encountering harbor racist viewpoints. I do think that this division that we're creating...
If you look like me, you would believe differently.
But you know what, Alyssa, the woman...
So, but just to understand, are we saying, do we think the vast majority of Americans are racist? That's what I'm trying to... help me understand.
I think that there is a significant portion that are racist, and you can't dismiss my lived experience.
And I never would say. I would never dismiss
when I say that there are a lot of racists in this country,
I
just experienced my son walking down the beach being called the N-word several times in Florida. So you can't say, I believe that the vast majority of people aren't racist.
But again,
we don't know
that's
that.
fair. There are 300 million people in this country. I would never minimize your lived experience any more than I would mine as an Arab woman.
The majority of Americans are racist, even though there's no, and by racist, of course, Sunny Hostin does not mean people attacking whites for the color of their skin by law or by culture. No, it can't be that, because you can't be racist against white people. No, it's got to be racism against black people, and to a much lesser degree, every other race. And this is not borne out by any statistics. This is not borne out by any particular trends that anyone can point to. So, of course, Sunny Hostin has to say, well, no, the proof is my personal anecdotes, and you ought to believe me. Though Sunny Hostin is not really all that credible. As Nick Fondacaro points out, as this clip went viral, she's been known to spread these sorts of hoaxes before. But we hear this kind of stuff all the time. No. Look, whatever the statistics show, whatever you have experienced in your own personal life, just trust us. America is deeply, profoundly racist. There's no answer to it. I don't think that line works quite as well anymore. But it is the consistent cheat of left-wing scoundrels. It is once you've run out of every other argument, once you've run out of every other tactic in politics, then you just cut to saying, well, my opponents are terrible racists, and that's that. And if you dare ask me for evidence, oh boy, then you're a racist too. How dare you question my lived experience with these pesky little things like facts and statistics and history. That's always what it will get to. And you're going to hear a lot more of it in this election cycle, because there's not very much for the Democrats to brag about. The economy's in shambles. We're on the brink of World War III. We don't have any borders effectively. You've got illegal aliens being let off the hook for additional crimes that they commit in this country. They've got nothing. And so truly the only argument they're going to have, they're going to try to pretend that the economy is better than it is. And then after that, they're going to say, well, you're a racist, aren't you? That's the evidence. It's proof positive that all the other issues for the Democrats are not going very well. Man, what a great clip that was. Now, hold up, ring that bell, subscribe to the Michael Knowles YouTube channel. We'll see you next time.